Have you ever wondered why Nigeria does not have stable electricity? Like you travel to other countries, other parts of of the world, and then you see that these people have 24 hours of electricity, and then you come back to Nigeria and it comes and it goes, it comes and it goes, and then you begin to wonder, like, is it that we are cursed, or is it just that it's impossible for such thing to happen in Nigeria? And then you look at there's so many things these Western countries do that we try to copy. Some we are able to copy, some we are unable to copy. You understand? Like when it comes to taxing people, I think we actually copy that one very, very well by taxing citizens. So we tax them and then we get those IGRs, we get all those things. But when it comes to giving the citizens 100% 24-hour supply of light, it becomes like something very, very impossible. So I sat down and then I looked at it and said, in Nigeria, we believe that whatever the politicians, like the people in power, want to achieve, they achieve it. Like, for example, the new national anthem, like from nowhere, they brought the bill and passed it, and then it became a thing. From nowhere, so many other things. From nowhere, some years back, they brought a bill and to ban Twitter, and it was passed, and it just happened like that. So, which means that if these people want to do something, they can actually do it because they are in power. They are in total control of all the resources. So why is it that Nigeria does not have 24-hour supply of electricity? Now, I decided to just make a quick research and then I came up with 5 reasons, just 5 reasons. There may be more. I believe there are more. So after this video, you can just go through and then maybe add yours. I believe there are more, but let's just say 5 so that this video will not be too long. So I'm gonna try to, as much as possible, to break it down. So make sure to watch this video to the very end. And if you're coming across my channel for the very first time, please make sure to subscribe. It's essential for my channel to grow. And you can as well share this video if you find it very, very interesting. So I think I'll start this way. Okay, so let me say the issue of consistent electricity in Nigeria is a complex one, deeply rooted in political, economic, and systematic factors. Now, I'll start with the number one. So, I think the number one reason is control and influence. Why do I say control? I think it's some argue that certain political figures benefit from keeping essential resources. You understand? Like they just believe that they need to hold on to certain things so they can use it to gain advantage over the people. You know, like you are in charge of this, you want them to do this, you just give them a little of that thing and then they do it for you. You want a political position and these people don't have light. You come and then you promise them light. You understand? You promise them light. You tell them that when you get there, you do this, you do this, you do that. That once you get in there, you give them light. They'll believe this and then they give you light. You understand? So I think it's more like for control and influence. Yes, there's so many meanings to that, but I think this is just the one I can give currently off my head. Now, for monetary benefits from alternative, you get. Now, in this case, I'm going to try to read this out somehow. Many powerful individuals in Nigeria have interest in businesses that strive on unreliable electricity, such as fuel importation for generators. When there is no strict, stable electricity, the demand for this alternative stays high, benefiting those involved in these sectors. This one I can assure you is very, very true, 100% true. Many of all those Nigerian politicians, are invested in some generator companies, some solar companies, generator parts, solar parts, all these things. And all these things are imported into Nigeria because of lack of stable electricity. So the moment Nigerian electricity becomes very, very stable, 100%, you see, they run out of business because there will be no more need for all these things. So I think they are deliberately holding the power sector down, you know, just for all these monetary benefits from alternatives. So I think this reason is very, very valid. Now, another one is bureaucratic inefficiency and corruption. Yeah, the energy sector has a history of corruption with funds earmarked for infrastructure and improvements, sometimes misappropriated. This efficiency hampers progress toward a stable electricity supply as projects either stall or are poorly executed. This one doesn't even just apply to electricity alone. It applies to every single thing: roads, water supply, building hospitals, schools, all those things. The money is appropriated, but the people in charge, the political power horses in charge of all these things, they take the money. They take more than half of the money, must say. So the one remaining will not be enough, to finance that project. So you can't tell me that for over how many years since 1960 that Nigeria gained independence, that there has not been a particular government that decided to take power seriously, even if in the whole of your 4 years or 8 years, that the only thing you were able to do is that power to make sure to give Nigeria 24 hours electricity supply. That it's not going to be possible. I believe it's going to be possible, but these are just one of the whole issues. So the fourth on the list here is complex infrastructure challenge. Nigeria's electricity infrastructure is outdated and requires significant investment to be sustainable. The need for modernization across generation, transmission, and distribution sectors is massive. Political will to address these deep-rooted issues often gets bogged down by other short-term goals. Yes, I think this is also part of it. I'm able to pick out that word short-term goals because I feel due to the nature of should I say, the tenor, how the tenor works. The governorship and presidential tenors, how it works in Nigeria, because it's for 4 years apiece. Some of all these governors and presidents, they tend to like to work on short-term projects. Something they can start, they believe they will start and end and complete within their space, within their tenor. They don't like going for something that will exceed them, something that when they start they won't be able to finish. Then they would now be like, when another government finishes it, it will not look like that government did it. They always want something they can use to campaign, something they can say they did. So it becomes very, very difficult. It becomes very, very difficult because having a stable electricity is not something I feel uh, can just happen just in under 4 years or in under 7 years. I think it's going to take time. But when someone is determined, when a particular team or a particular government is determined to do this, you understand, at most it's going to take like at least it's going to take like 10 years. That I believe. But what we need is the political will, the doggedness to get it started. Because Nigeria should not be talking about a generator now, in 2024. Nigeria has grown past that, for crying out loud. We've really grown past that. So there is more. I can actually bring out so many things from this particular number four. Like transmission, distribution sector. A lot of things needs to be looked into. And most especially improving the things we have already. Because yes, I know there are infrastructure in place already, but they need to be upgraded. You cannot expect uh, uh, should I say, what do they call it? A transformer. A transformer that has been in existence, that has been in a particular street for 15 years to still work as effectively as like it used to work when they brought it in newly. 15 years ago, the people in that street wouldn't be as much as they are right now, and they all are still using the same transformer. So you see, it's going to wear down. So it needs upgrading. A lot of things, but they just have to do it. But at the end of the day, it still takes a political doggedness. Someone that is mean, determined to get it done. And the last but not the least, political instability and policy inconsistency. Yes, you know, let me read it out. It said frequent frequent changes in policies coupled with administrative transitions affect long-term projects. Each administration may have different priorities, and continuity becomes challenging, which delays progress in achieving a consistent power supply. You see, I think this I already talked about in the number four. You get this. I already talked about in the number four. Political instability. It's a big problem in Nigeria. It is a big problem in Nigeria. To be honest with you, it's a big problem in Nigeria because you look like you are thinking, and this is actually sending away lots of investors, people that need to invest, that want to invest in this country, because they can just wake up one day and then the policies has changed. You know, the president has decided to change something just from nowhere. It doesn't happen in other countries, and that's why we don't see businesses running out, like running out of business in the Western world, like they do here currently in Nigeria. You can see just within the space of 1 year, we can see how many countries, how many companies that has already left the Nigerian market. You know, it's so bad. It's so bad. You know, every day you're not sure. This week the price of fuel is this. Within you know by next week the price will also change. It's not stable. You know, it's been a long time we have a stable price. Like for if let's say 500 naira for fuel now, and then it stands at 500 naira for at least for like 6 months or 1 year. It's been long we had something like that. So many inconsistency, so many inconsistency. People do what they like. The government's doing what they want. You know, that's just the problem. And all this thing is actually affecting one of the reasons why it's very difficult for Nigeria to have stable electricity. This is just it. So I believe that the moment Nigeria begins to have stable electricity, so many things, a lot of things will change. Like the cost of transportation, that one will die down massively. The cost of production, it will die out massively. The cost of food will die down massively. A lot of things depends on this electricity. And these governments, they know about it, but they do not really care. I don't think they care. I don't think they care. Even if they care, they do not have that doggedness to face it head on. So in this video, what are your thoughts about it? Did I miss out on anything? And if you think I missed out on anything, you can as well drop those things you thought or you feel I missed out in the comment section. I'll be going through them, and I'll make sure I reply to every single one of your comments. You understand? So if you are yet to follow my channel, please make sure to subscribe. You know, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it to your friends and families. So see you in my next video, guys. Peace and love.